up, we have moisturizer, and this is the Pons Dry Skin Cream.
You guys, okay, I'm glad that she likes it, and I'm glad that other people with dry skin like it. I know that some of the Kardashians like them. I know that some people do. It don't impress me much. No, no, no. Loren Gray is a TikToker, a sunglasses designer, and a piece of work, aka a musician. And today we're gonna see if her skincare routine is a piece of work and just TikTok fuckery, or if it's actually got some really good hints, tools, and tricks in there. I am a medical esthetician, your acne big sister, and here to analyze, scrutinize, and learn from what is going on this Vogue video today.
Hi, I'm Loren Gray, and I'm gonna be showing you my skincare routine as well as my everyday makeup routine, which is new and improved. I did my spray tan last night, and it's not great. I was really tired, and I forgot to moisturize my hands, which I would typically do. So we're just gonna ignore that my hands are orange. First, I have my favorite cleanser right now, which is the Soap & Glory. And this is really good for me because I have seriously dry skin, and this is really gentle, and I have really sensitive skin too.
First off, the spray tan. If you've ever tried to self-tan, have you been there? Thank you. Spray tans are a great alternative to general tanning, but most people don't know how they work, and maybe we can do a video on that in the future. But it's basically this sugar, dihydroxyacetone, that kind of turns the skin this color for a temporary amount of time. But that's also why exfoliation and moisturization is very important. Can definitely have a deep dive on that in the future. Also, how refreshing is it to hear someone explain what type of skin they have? She's got dry skin, it is good to know, and we're gonna see what products she decides to use for it. Now, the Soap & Glory, is it just me, or does anyone remember Soap & Glory being like really expensive at Sephora, really nice, and then it just disappeared, like radio silence. And then it like popped back up in the drugstore, and now it's at Ulta, and it's like really inexpensive. We have to do another dive into Soap & Glory. I feel like it's been a hot minute since we played around with them, but this cleanser does seem interesting. I actually don't even know if I've ever tried this cleanser. Is it a new one? Is it an old one? Did Soap & Glory even still exist?
You can use a little bit like that. And then I'm just gonna wash it off. I usually just wipe it off with a washcloth, but I've been trying to be more gentle on my skin because I'm really rough with my skin. So I've made that a resolution for the new year.
We love a skincare resolution, and we love being gentle with our skin, says the girl who is not always as gentle as she should be with her skin. At least this isn't some Debbie Ryan wiping with a washcloth and nothing else. I love to see her patting dry. I love to see her kind of splashing her face with that water, and I love to see a hairband. I don't know. I think it's becoming a pet peeve of mine. I know that I spend so long trying to tame my natural curls. Seeing people getting their hair all wet and having to struggle with that just makes me think of all the time that is wasted, and that makes me sad. But what doesn't make me sad is the price of this cleanser. This is the Peaches and Clean Deep Cleansing Milk, and it's $12 at Ulta for 11.8 ounces. That is not bad. And when we actually look in here, it does say it's for clear, radiant, and healthy looking skin. It's dermatologically tested. It is fragranced with a mild peach scent, but when we look at the ingredients, I'm actually pretty happy with it. We have water, of course, isohexadecane, cyclopentasiloxane, basically a bunch of different things that actually look like they would be all right for more dry skin types. We do have jojoba seed oil, which I love. It is one of my favorite oils because it kind of mimics what our skin creates naturally. Really good for removing makeup as well. It does look like we have some peach, some bark, and we do have fragrance as well as different leaf oils. Thyme oil as well. So if you do have a lot of redness, or if you're very irritation prone in your skin, you might want to avoid this. But if you're looking for something inexpensive that seems pretty good, it has urea for some exfoliation, I like it.
So when I was locked in my house, I did press on nails all of the time, and I actually just went to the nail salon for the first time in a long time, and it's been an adjustment. I'm not used to it. I keep stabbing myself in the eye and stabbing myself in the nose, but I like the way they look.
The press-on nails save the day. I put these on before filming or photos, and then I rip them off before I have to do work or wash my hands a million times. These are lifesavers. What's kind of crazy is that those large acrylic ones almost look like the press-on ones, like from Kiss or Dashing Diva. I'm just saying, it's pretty impressive how far these have gone, less expensive, and like they don't actually cause you physical pain. Does anyone else just get physical pain from acrylics? Okay, thank you.
So this is my toner by Philosophy. I kind of just keep it on my T-zone. I feel like I break out the most in this area. Right now I'm breaking out everywhere because I'm a 19-year-old girl and that happens. When I was in middle school, I used the whole like coconut oil thing, which worked because I was young and it didn't matter. But then once I hit like 17, 18, my skin started getting pretty bad. So then I started branching out and trying different products and seeing what worked.
I love that she knows that acne is a part of skin and our beautiful biology. That is so refreshing, and whoever taught her, whatever she taught herself, she did it right. I was so distraught over my skin, and also I didn't try coconut oil. Coconut oil can be horrible for some people with acne, but if you use it as like a cleanser or a makeup remover, it can actually be pretty good. We actually did an entire video debunking coconut oil and how it actually works. Some studies have shown that it is as effective or more effective than benzoyl peroxide, but it depends on if your skin basically has the enzymes to break down those fatty acids in the way that you would need them to. So it is complex and it's not for everyone, but it looks like it was something that did work for her. Then as she got a little bit older, something changed and it didn't. Now, she does mention this Philosophy Resurfacing Serum. Is it just me, or is Philosophy like, do they feel like the Clinique of the 2010s? They were so popular, so overhyped, but a lot of their products I felt like didn't do much of anything, maybe a little bit here and there, but not a ton, and they just felt very overpriced. I haven't looked at them in so long. I don't even believe they're cruelty-free. Maybe that's why I haven't seen them in like 5 years, but I just remember being so disappointed by that. Looks like this is the Micro Delivery Resurfacing Serum. It's $40. It does look like it has some exfoliating alpha hydroxy acids, some cica, otherwise known as our Centella asiatica, and then some vitamin C. $40. The ingredients, let's check them out. Water, glycerin, glycolic acid, sodium hydroxide, which is actually used in the manufacturing process. We've got lactic acid. We do have some actually really nice acids in here. We do have some witch hazel water, which we don't hate. We have some niacinamide, which is pretty good. With that vitamin C, this does seem like it would be a brightening, mildly exfoliating serum. And this is actually really great for someone who does have dry skin. So the fact that she's using ingredients like this, such as some centella, some glycerin, a lot of those AHAs are actually good for dry skin and exfoliation. This actually seems not half bad. Maybe we have to give Philosophy another try. Palmityl tripeptide 1, palmita tetrapeptide number 7, and a couple of other goodies. The orange juice in here concerns me for my skin, but for someone who isn't sensitive to that, this actually doesn't seem that bad. Is this a new product? Because I do not remember this from Philosophy, and like, this is something I would expect from Dermalogica, not Philosophy.
This is a face mask. I don't do this every night. I do this like 2 to 3 times a week. And I like using a brush for this because I don't like it getting in my nails. So I'm just gonna apply this where I feel like I need it. I don't like putting it on my whole face.
So she's definitely applying this to her T-zone. It looks like she's trying to combat a little bit of breakouts here, but she does have dry skin, so we're not looking for oil control, at least I don't believe. Never actually heard of this before. It's the Radient Nutrient Mask. I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation yet again, but I believe it's called Loum Beauty, like I'm taking a loan on my house, but it's Loum, like I live alone. I don't know. What am I talking about? What am I doing at this point? It appears that this is limited edition and this is a clay mask. Now it does have kaolin, but we also have glycerin in here as well as shea butter. And both of these are really nice, nourishing, moisturizing, hydrating to the skin along with that water. So what's actually good about this is that this isn't a mask that's going to overly dry her out. We do have hydrolyzed sodium hyaluronate, again, that humectant that's related to hyaluronic acid, kind of pulls moisture into the skin. It does look like we have turmeric, which is actually a really great root, wonderful in antioxidants and curcumins. And then we have some fragrancing ingredients. Now, is this my favorite? No. I feel like the Juice Beauty bamboo charcoal mask would actually be better and a little bit more hydrating. That is what I would recommend for her for, you know, dry to combo skin. But you know what? This isn't horrible. And you know, the price, it's not horrible either. I've just never heard of this. It's Loum Beauty of Calm. They say that it's plant-based and ethically sourced, but is it cruelty-free? Because that matters so freaking much to me. And I always want to put my money where my morals are and not exploit the animals or put little things in the bunny's eyeballs or the beagles or all of the other animals. But this doesn't look half bad. We just need to suss out whether or not it's cruelty-free. If anyone knows, tell me so that we can add it to cart.
Skincare is something that's been really hard for me to prioritize because a lot of skincare has to do with self-care. And self-care is difficult for me sometimes. And I feel like skincare is something that can be a task, but it's something that's necessary and makes you feel good. So I'm just gonna wipe it off with a wet washcloth.
Oh my God, she is speaking to my heart. It is so difficult sometimes because if you don't feel like you're deserving of love or affection or of time or of appreciating yourself, it is hard to partake in self-care activities like skincare. And yes, it is hygiene, but it is also something that we should be able to enjoy. And I think she's speaking about kind of how I felt, especially with makeup. It came to the point where makeup was no longer this creative outlet for me where I could create a beautiful look or do something fun. It almost became a chore. It was something that was necessary. It wasn't a choice to create, but a chore to show up in the world. And that was so frustrating for me. And I could imagine that some people feel that way about skincare instead of just makeup. It's like, oh, it's a chore, I have to do it. And in all honesty, you know, skincare, skin hygiene, it is important. And in that sense, just the way brushing our teeth or taking care of other areas of our body is important. Yes, I believe that skincare is a little bit more important than makeup for those physiologic reasons. But for that chore perspective, we should have a routine that works with us and for us. And I think that's why discussing it is so important. Find products that you genuinely enjoy using. If you have a hard time with habit setting or habit formation, attach it to another habit. We've literally done an entire video on this, but do it along with things you like watching a YouTube video or learning something interesting. And make sure that you're partaking in this in a way that makes you feel good about yourself. And if you notice that something about the environment or the product just makes you feel bad, or even the content that you're watching makes you feel bad about you, find people who uplift and inspire you and remind you to love the skin that you're in, because skincare is not a sprint, it is a marathon. And self-care is not a page of the book, it is multiple chapters. It is multiple books on learning to love and appreciate ourselves. And that happens in front of the mirror, but also inside of our own minds, way far away from the creams and the products. But yeah, it does all come together.
Next, I have this anti-puff, anti-dark circle eye serum. I get a lot of sleep, or at least I try to, because I used to not get a lot of sleep, and I feel like my body suffers when I don't.
An anti-puff serum sounds good to me. Now, she's putting this around her eyes, but I believe that this is just a regular face serum, which I am so happy to see. Finally, someone who is using their serum all over their face, including their eyes, because it depuffs for them, just the way it does the rest of the face. It looks like this product isn't linked, so I have no idea what kind of serum this is, but it looks to be like a face serum. It's not like a little tiny eye cream, so you know what? If it works for her, if it depuffs, that is good to know. That's good to do.
So my breakouts are definitely stress related. If I'm stressed, my skin is stressed. Your body definitely reflects how you're feeling, and so I try to take care of my mental health first because that's reflected in your appearance. Wellness as a whole is really important. I've dealt with a lot of trauma and a lot of things throughout my life that kind of build up, and I've been trying to find ways to deal with things emotionally and mentally so that my body can be as healthy as it can. I've been setting boundaries with myself on social media. I turned off my likes because that was a big thing for me. It seems so minute and unimportant, but it's so consuming. I feel like more people need to be talking about mental health and how it affects your body and how it can be really, really hard no matter who you are or what position you're in, and it's okay.
It's so nice to see someone speaking about this. I think that a lot of times we kind of go through life not realizing how our environment or the media that we consume impacts us, and that's what we try to dig into on this channel, is talking about how celebrity culture or beauty standards or the industry impacts the way we value ourselves or our self-worth, which there shouldn't be that inextricable link, but unfortunately, we live in a society where right now that seems to be the norm. I have not turned off my likes. I really believe in not silencing people and freedom of speech and conversation, but I'm not gonna lie, you could get like 120 positive comments, but there's always gonna be that one on there that just makes you feel horrible. And the thing that I try to remind myself of when, I get bullied for my smile and looking like a horse, or that my face is too long due to genetic abnormalities, or that my hair looks like pubes when it's curly, or that my acne is horrible and that someone shouldn't be taking advice from me when my skin looks like this, blah, 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 blah. And what I try to remind myself is, if it didn't hurt, that would mean it doesn't matter. And so the fact that something hurts means that it matters to me. And I think that as I grow and as I hopefully share this with others, or others share their experiences with me, we can start to work through our pain or our trauma, and we can turn that pain into purpose or passion instead of using it to, destroy ourselves and reflect inwards in a negative way or hurt others, right? That's a lot of what happens with bullying. I look back at the bullies who were just so terrible to me, and I sit there and I wonder, What was happening behind closed doors? What were they struggling with that they couldn't express? And was it fair for them to put that on me? No. But could there have been something there that just could have been treated differently? And could it have led to different outcomes for all of us? Maybe. But, you know, don't cry over spilled matcha flavored almond milk. The past is in the past, and it's like, okay, how can we use those experiences to turn our futures into something brighter and better for ourselves and others? And honestly, in a fucking weird way, I kind of look back at the bullies, both online and in person, and I'm kind of like, hey, thank you. If you didn't make me feel like crap about my acne, if you didn't tear me down, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to build myself back up. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to build this community. I wouldn't be here being able to speak with and meet you and have you as a part of this community. And this community has saved my life time and time again. A lot of mental health is also perspective and therapy, lots of therapy, but finding ways to understand yourself, reflect on that instead of react, express yourself internally, super important. And now social media plays into a lot of that too. So if you're following someone who doesn't make you feel good about yourself or who tells you that you're ugly when you look at them, unfollow. Don't allow that kind of stuff into your life. And if you can start to have the conversations, just like Loren is, about how her life changes when she does or doesn't look at likes, or how algorithms or celebrities or societal pressures kind of control the narrative around beauty and how we feel about ourselves and our emotional well-being, the more we talk about that, the more aware of it we can be. And the more aware of it we are, we can say, hey, I see that happening, and I'm going to actively choose whether or not I want to subscribe to that notion or participate in it. And if you even look at CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, it's literally a triangle of what are our thoughts that impact our emotions, that impact our behaviors, and how do all things in an equilateral triangle kind of balance each other out. It's hard work, but it's also some of the most rewarding. That is why I stand here and I say the best money I've ever spent has been education, skincare, and yes, therapy. All three pillars to self-care as well. So I'm really grateful that Loren has spoken up about that.
Up next, I have this serum. It's Hyaluronic Glow Serum, and Loren knows I need some glow because my skin is so dry. I'm gonna not rub it in, but tap it in.
I love that she is tapping this in. And you know what? Peter Thomas Roth actually has some really good products. Let's dive into this one. This is a relatively good product from Peter Thomas Roth. They have some amazing products. Not all of them are A+, but some of them really are. Now, this is the Hyaluronic Glow Serum. It does have hyaluronic acid. It does have ceramides. They did some clinical results with this. I haven't personally tried this. I've tried other Peter Thomas Roth stuff, but this looks really good. It looks like they actually did some studies. People said that skin looked renewed with a healthy glow. It felt refreshed and moisturized. It was plump, smooth, and less dry, which she mentioned she has dry skin. And it looks like they tested hydration levels across 41 different people, and they all had enhanced hydration for 5 days after the last application. That is impressive. That's a lot of claims to live up to, but overall, yes, I would give this one my money, and yes, just the way Loren does it, I would be putting this right underneath my eyeballs. This looks like a really good serum, especially for dry skin like hers, and I'm glad she's using it.
So once I have this serum on, I just kind of roll that in. And this is really good for lymphatic drainage, which I learned recently. Up until then, it just looked fancy and I enjoyed doing it.
Oh my God, you guys, someone's actually using the face roller correctly. Look at this, she's not digging at her skin. Like, I'm sorry, we're not trying to use a rolling pin on dough right here. My face is not dough, thank you very much. She is being gentle. She's actually going in the right direction. And she even said she enjoys it, and then recently she found out it's good for lymphatic drainage. Awesome! This doesn't look to be $1 million either. We don't have to spend $1 million on a stupid little face roller. This looks fantastic, and I love, 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 love to see this.
Next up, we have moisturizer, and this is the Pons Dry Skin Cream. I have very dry skin, and I actually started using this because my best friend's great-grandmother is 108 years old now, and she's been using this moisturizer for a long time, and she has very minimal wrinkles. And I don't know if this is because of that, but I'm gonna take any beauty advice that I can from that woman.
Her best friend's grandma has reached level 108. I am jealous. I can't wait to reach like level 100, right? That is freaking fantastic. Is it just me though, or is Pons like the Judge Judy of creams? Like, it's direct, it's to the point. Some people love it, some people hate it. And this isn't an insult, this is just like a fact. It feels to me like something that people who are 100 years old like to use. Like, it's a very been there, done that kind of brand. I know that some of the Kardashians like them. I know that some people do. Even with the derms and doctors that I've worked with, some of them have recommended Pons, but not often. Usually it's like CeraVe, Vanicream, things like that. This is only $5 for 6.5 ounces, so that the price is just about right. I know that it's not cruelty free, which does make me sad, which is why I don't have it. And when we look at the ingredients, we have water, we have mineral oil, isopropyl palmitate, petrolatum, stearic acid, I mean, some waxes, fragrance. You guys, okay, I'm glad that she likes it and I'm glad that other people with dry skin like it. I'm not impressed by this. Like, when I look at this, if we're talking about like drugstore skincare, go use some Salimo, petrolatum, or petroleum jelly. Go, like, literally use the CeraVe with ceramides instead of this. Like, this is literally mineral oil, which is an oil, baby oil basically, plus Vaseline, plus some glycerin and fragrance. This just does not impress me much. It don't impress me much. No, no, no. Okay, Shania Twain aside, the answer is a no from me. I'm glad that she likes it, but I feel like there are so many better creams for dry skin, especially those that don't have fragrance, especially if she's acne prone. I don't know if this is something that I really would recommend, especially when things like this exist. Basically, Salimo petroleum jelly and Ceramedx, which is basically the vegan, cruelty-free, better uplifted version of CeraVe that doesn't stink the way CeraVe does. Pons, it's a no from me. And if you have $5 and you want to try it and you don't mind that it's not cruelty free, then you do you, boo. Loren, I'm glad it works for her.
Very minimal wrinkles. And I don't know if this is because of that, but I'm gonna take any beauty advice that I can from that woman. And I try not to put too much on because a little bit goes a long way with this.
Says won't put too much on, takes an entire fingerful. Ugh, the finger in the jar, but you know what? This is why we love preservatives, so that we can stick our grubby little hands with all the little microbes and bacteria on them all into our products, and our products won't rot. Because preservatives do what? Preserve them. For people who say preservatives, you basically can't use anything that's not moldy then. Tell those people to enjoy.
The last step in my skincare routine is the Badescu facial spray, and I love this one because it's orange blossom.
Hiram is screaming about Badescu, and my keratinocytes and Merkel cells are screaming about the orange blossom. You guys, like, I've gotten really sensitive to citrus, okay? And I'm not trying to impose that on others. If you love citrus, this will be the product for you. But if you have any sort of skin sensitivity, if you have any sort of irritation, damaged skin barrier, or even dryness, I do not recommend this. Oh my God, 12 doll hairs, and it is basically scented overpriced water with a little bit of aloe. Badescu is a very interesting brand who has tried to sponsor this channel multiple times, and we have turned it down every time, which is actually very, very interesting though, because they actually have like a history with lawsuits, with selling steroids over the counter. Like, we need to do a deep dive because it gets interesting. I don't hate all of their products. They have some pimple patches and some drying lotions that are actually really good, and some body stuff. Really good. If you have dry hands or dry kneecaps, your little patella needs a little bit of hydration. Not horrible, but don't tell Hiram I said that or he will scream. Anyways, let's look at the ingredients in here. The price at $12 is not like the worst in the world, but do I think it is $12 worth? No, I do not, my friends. We basically have water, propylene glycol, sage flower water, citrus flower water, thyme leaf extract, sage, aloe. It's, yeah, a bunch of fragranced water. Come get your fragranced water here. We got the oranges, we got the thyme, but it won't buy you more time. It'll just take your time to calm down the redness in your skin if you're sensitive to it, but come get your sage water. This is a no for me, and so are a lot of the other products in her routine. I feel like Loren is using some good products for her that she at least enjoys and likes, but I feel like it's not optimized to dry skin that struggles with acne. And as she's kind of saying that sometimes skincare feels like a chore, I wonder if minimizing the products or using products that she just enjoys a little bit more would actually do her a lot of good. If we were to kind of redo Loren's routine, or if she had come to me as a client or someone and said, hey, how can you help? I would say, let's stick with the cleanser. It's actually a really good one. It's the right price too. Keep it. That Philosophy one, if she's already got it, like, finish up the bottle, don't throw it away. But for me, I would want to try it. I don't know if the ingredients look perfect. I don't know if that would be something that I purchase or recommend because of the cruelty-free status. And if she is really dry, I would honestly recommend something like the Green Tea Fresh Toner from Isntree, or even better yet, the Mandelic Acid Prep Water from Wishtrend, or actually the Face Reality Toner. That one is amazing. It has L-Mandelic acid, and it's actually made for acne-prone skin, and it's okay for dry skin. That is what I would recommend. The price is right. It's actually made for acne. This Radiant Nutrient Mask, again, if she likes it, continue. I would say if you want to try the Juice Beauty Charcoal, it's a little bit more fun in my opinion, so that's another option, but no harm done here. And then when it comes to this under eye serum and face serum, I don't know what under eye serum she's using. If it works, continue. And Peter Thomas Roth as well, it sounded like she loved that one. She said it just slurps into her face, slurps into her face, her face slurps it up, her face slurps it up, which is great, continue using. But then the Pons, oh man, the Pons, just not for me. I would definitely recommend the Ceramedx instead of the Pons. This is way better for the planet, for your face, and it's a little bit funner to use. And if she actually wanted something that is funner to use or that has a fragrance, since this is fragrance free, use this one, the Dear Klairs from Wishtrend. This also has ceramides. It's the rich soothing cream. It smells delightful. It works like a charm. It is great for dry skin or even oily skin that wants like a thick barrier at night. Now as far as this spray goes, the answer is no. Why? And also, in the words of Hiram, no to the Mario Badescu. It's gotta go. And then, where's the sunscreen? I don't see her using a sunscreen in this, and if she's putting on makeup, it looks like we're going out in the day. Protect your face, baby. If you want to get to level 108 without the wrinkles that your best friend's grandma has, my dearie dear, let's get some sunscreen into this routine. If you want to save money, the e.l.f. Holy Hydration actually has a sunscreen cream that's really good for dry skin. I tried that recently. It's from Target. You can get it online too, but that was actually really great if you want a sunscreen. But if she likes this kind of spray, get a sunscreen spray. The Love From Yours sunscreen spray is a really good one. And then Supergoop actually has a sunscreen oil as well. I haven't tried a lot of sunscreen oils, but I'm kind of open to it. But I feel like that would protect her and be kind of this texture that she wants, and then that oil will give her skin a nice little glow. And I feel like that is essential in this routine. It is missing, and I think that that would really help. What do you think of this TikTok routine? We also didn't see a ton of TikTok products. I was thinking we were gonna see like a bunch of those viral products that just go crazy on TikTok. And I don't even see those in the makeup either. But if you want us to recreate her look, if you want us to give her a little acne rundown, or if you want a dry skin with acne skincare routine, you let me know in the comments section so I can make it for you. And if you actually want me to analyze a product or your own routine, send it to me on TikTok, tag me, and see what happens. Always remember to stay hydrated both orally and topically. Reapply your SPF, especially if you don't already have one in your routine. Loren, please. And always remember to check in with yourself, your mental health, and be beautiful both inside and out. I love you, and I cannot wait for you to see the meme at the end of this video. Did you know that we have memes at the end of this video, or have you always skipped through them? You're very welcome. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.